Welcome back to Next Chapter Audio. Today we're peeling back the covers of some hidden horror gems. Sure, everyone knows Stephen King and Grady Hendrix, but what about the underrated horror novels lurking in the shadows? Whether you're a fan of haunted houses, eerie woods, or chilling psychological terror, we've got 10 lesser-known horror novels that deserve a place on your shelf. Perfect for the season of scares, each book here offers a unique twist on the genre, guaranteed to send a chill down your spine. When it comes to modern horror novels, Stephen King is the undisputed king of the genre. Readers who have delved a little deeper will likely have come across authors such as Grady Hendrix, Paul Tremblay, and Stephen Graham Jones. But if you've already torn through the back catalogues of these authors, here are 10 lesser-known horror stories to check out this spooky season. These books haven't had much hype. They don't have movie adaptations out, at least not yet, and were either independently published by the authors themselves or by indie publishing houses. But sometimes, taking a chance on little-known authors can pay off with big scares. Number 10, Maggie's Grave, 2020, by David Sodergren. David Sodergren drew inspiration for Maggie's Grave from a real-life witch's grave located in Scotland. This unique monument, the only one of its kind in the UK, looms ominously over the roadside near the village of Dunning. The chilling atmosphere of this site sets the stage for Sodergren's horror story, which unfolds in the fictional Scottish town of Auchenmullen, nestled beneath a foreboding mountain. The plot kicks off when a group of local teenagers encounters an American tourist at the pub. Eager to impress, they decide to take her on an adventure up the mountain to visit the solitary gravestone inscribed with the words, "Maggie Wall, buried here as a witch." What begins as a fun, spooky excursion quickly spirals into a gruesome bloodbath. Maggie's Grave has the tone of a campy B-movie, a fitting style for Sodergren, who admits, "I write my books as movies I'd love to see and visualize them in my head as I'm writing them." This folk horror tale is rich in both laughter and gore, promising a thrilling ride for those brave enough to explore its pages. Number 9, Tidepool, 2021, by Nicole Wilson. Set against the haunting backdrop of 1913, Nicole Wilson's Tidepool invites readers into a seaside Lovecraftian nightmare. The story begins with Sorrow, who is plunged into a desperate search for her brother, who has mysteriously vanished during a business trip to the eerie town of Tidepool. Upon her arrival, Sorrow is met with a chilling reception from the townsfolk, whose cold demeanor matches the brisk ocean breeze. Determined to uncover the truth about her beloved sibling, she presses on, only to be confronted with the gruesome sight of a mangled body washing ashore. As dark secrets fester within the isolated community, Sorrow soon realizes that she may be in deeper than she anticipated. With mysterious, tentacled creatures lurking beneath the waves and an atmosphere thick with dread, Tidepool expertly builds tension. The novel oscillates between eerie calm and bloody chaos, culminating in a gripping experience. Wilson herself notes, "If you like hammer horror, you'll enjoy Tidepool," making it a must-read for fans of the genre looking for a thrilling dive into the unknown. Number 8, The Watchers, 2021, by A.M. Shine. A.M. Shine's The Watchers is a gripping horror novel that's set to make waves, especially with a film adaptation directed by Ishana Shyamalan, featuring Dakota Fanning in the lead role, slated for release next year. While anticipation builds, the book itself has been quietly captivating readers with its unsettling premise. The story follows Mina, whose car breaks down while she's driving through the remote landscapes of rural Ireland. In search of help, she ventures into the encroaching darkness of the woods. As night falls, Mina is plagued by terrifying screams that echo through the trees. Her luck changes when she stumbles upon a bunker and takes refuge inside. However, the sense of safety is short-lived, as she quickly learns that she and the other occupants are trapped by eerie creatures known as the Watchers. The tension escalates as the mystery of these monsters unfolds, keeping readers on the edge of their seats. Shine draws heavily from Irish mythology, noting that there's no escaping superstitions growing up in the rural west of Ireland. Every odd-shaped rock or woodland seems to have some dark story behind it. This rich cultural backdrop adds depth to the narrative, making The Watchers a must-read for fans of horror looking for a chilling experience steeped in folklore. Number 7. The Burn Street Haunting, 2023, by Richard Gadz. Set to be released on October 31st, 2023, Richard Gadz's The Burn Street Haunting transports readers to London in 1973, where the gritty urban landscape serves as the perfect backdrop for a chilling tale. The story follows a crook seeking refuge from his past by renting a room in a rundown boarding house on Burn Street. He hopes to blend into the anonymity of the city, escaping the criminals who are hot on his heels. However, he soon discovers that he's not alone in his quest for solitude. Haunted by an evil, supernatural entity stemming from a traumatic incident in his past, the protagonist grapples with newfound psychic abilities. This leaves readers questioning, is the threat he faces truly supernatural, or are the ghosts merely figments of his troubled mind? Gadz breathes new life into the classic ghost story, offering a fresh perspective that intertwines psychological thriller elements with the eerie atmosphere reminiscent of Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho, 2021. However, while Wright's film nods to the 60s, The Burn Street Haunting dives into the darker vibes of the 70s, making it a compelling read for fans of both psychological horror and ghostly encounters. Number 6. Crossroads, 2020, by Laurel Hightower. If you're short on time but still craving a gripping horror read, Laurel Hightower's Crossroads is a perfect choice. This poignant novella tackles heavy themes, diving into the profound grief of a mother following the tragic death of her son in a car accident. Set 2 years after the loss, the story follows Chris, who is struggling to cope with her overwhelming sorrow. During a visit to her son's roadside memorial, Chris accidentally cuts her finger, and her blood lands at the site where his body was found. That night, she experiences a fleeting vision of his ghost, igniting an obsessive desire to bring him back from the dead. Hightower's exploration of grief is both raw and haunting. The emotional weight of losing a child is a theme she approached with caution, admitting, "Looking at the idea of losing a child was, and still is, something I don't want to look at or think of directly, but that helped shape Chris, her experiences, and how she copes." As the novella unfolds, it doesn't shy away from intense body horror, pushing the boundaries of parental love and what one might be willing to do in the depths of their despair. Crossroads is a haunting reflection on grief that leaves a lasting impact. Number 5. At Home with the Horrors, 2022, by Sammy Scott. Horror readers who love short stories should definitely check out Sammy Scott's At Home with the Horrors. This chilling collection features 13 short stories and 1 novella, all centered around the unsettling theme of things going wrong in what many consider a safe haven, their home. Some stories evoke the eerie vibes of the Twilight Zone, while others channel the unsettling nature of Black Mirror. Each tale delivers a unique dose of discomfort. For instance, Teresa follows a woman trapped in a Groundhog Day-style time loop, tragically reliving the day her husband was murdered. In Scared Mary, a woman finds herself at the mercy of her husband's scare pranks, which he films for YouTube, turning her life into a nightmare. Then there's Something Else Entirely, where a couple's pet cat chases a strange creature into the woods, and when the feline returns, it seems profoundly altered. Scott's narratives often culminate in a gut-wrenching twist, ensuring they crawl under your skin and leave you feeling unsettled for days. If you're in the mood for psychological chills and clever storytelling, At Home with the Horrors is a collection you won't want to miss. Number 4. Bones, 2018, by Andrew Cull. Andrew Cull is a multifaceted horror creator, having written and directed the 2010 film The Possession of David O'Reilly and crafted a faux reality horror YouTube series called In the Dark. Now, he dedicates much of his time to the literary world, stating that writing novels and short stories is the happiest I've been as a writer for a long time. Cold Bones is a haunting collection that features 4 of Cull's short stories alongside one 4-page piece of flash fiction, all exploring themes of death and family. While the tales are undeniably creepy and gruesome, they also carry a heart-wrenching sense of tragedy. Did you forget about me? A man returns to his estranged childhood home, only to encounter something that has been patiently awaiting his return. Hope and Walker introduces us to a little girl who can hear the dead, drawing her into a chilling mystery surrounding a crime. The Trade is narrated from the perspective of a child and revolves around mysterious offerings of dead creatures left at a family's doorstep. Meanwhile, Knock and You Will See Me tells the unsettling story of a woman receiving worrying notes from her recently deceased father. Finally, the flash fiction piece, The Rambling Man, depicts a village caught in the horrors of sacrificing girls to a beast lurking in the woods. Cull's work combines the macabre with emotional depth, making Bones a compelling read for anyone drawn to the darker sides of family and mortality. Number 3, Kill Creek, 2017, by Scott Thomas. Kill Creek was conceived when Scott Thomas pondered a fascinating question. What would happen if you took horror writers, people who think about the supernatural for a living, who have researched it and fantasized about it, and put them through a real, honest-to-God supernatural experience? The story kicks off with 4 horror authors invited to spend Halloween night in a notorious haunted house as part of a publicity stunt. This live-streamed interview aims to generate buzz for the horror genre, but what they expect to be, a night of spooky atmosphere, quickly escalates into something far more sinister. Each author brings a unique perspective to the table. Our main character, Sam, crafts popular bestsellers reminiscent of Stephen King, while another author specializes in graphically violent tales. A third pens classic literary horror, and the last writes R.L. Stein-style stories aimed at teens. Initially, they anticipate that the old house will serve merely as an atmospheric backdrop, but soon enough, the night takes a terrifying turn as supernatural events begin to unfold. With a hefty dose of scares, Thomas not only delivers chilling moments, but also delves into the horror genre itself, exploring why writers and readers are irresistibly drawn to tales of terror. Kill Creek is a horror novel crafted for horror enthusiasts. An hour-long adaptation was announced in 2018, but it has yet to materialize, leaving fans eagerly awaiting its potential arrival. Number 2, Screams from the Void, 2021, by Ann Tibbetts. If you're in the mood for a slice of sci-fi horror, look no further than Screams from the Void. This gripping novel follows the crew of the Demeter spaceship as they embark on a mission to collect botanical life from distant planets. However, things take a terrifying turn when a vicious alien creature stealthily makes its way aboard. Our main character, Mechanics Ensign Rayner, finds herself fighting for survival against this malevolent life form. But her struggles don't end there. She's also haunted by the threat posed by her abusive ex-boyfriend, Morven. The tension between the alien menace and her personal demons creates a gripping narrative that keeps readers on edge. The bloodshed in Screams from the Void is intense. In fact, Tibbetts was so meticulous about the carnage that she created a map of the ship, marking X's to track where each character met their demise. "We're dealing with a beast," she explains. "There's going to be carnage. I didn't think it would be fair for the story to shy away from that." And indeed, the book doesn't shy away from the gore. It is packed with visceral moments that deliver a horrific thrill ride through the dark expanses of space. If you're looking for a chilling adventure with plenty of action, Screams from the Void is sure to satisfy. Number 1, They Stalk the Night, 2023, by Brian Morland. Small towns with dark secrets are a staple of horror literature, and Brian Moreland offers a gripping addition with They Stalk the Night. Set in the fictional Minnesotan towns of Hellam and Deer Haven, the story unfolds against the backdrop of an oil pipeline being constructed through the nearby snow-covered woods. When the construction workers blow up an old ceremonial hut, they dismiss it as nothing more than a relic of superstition, just a creepy structure with no real significance. However, they couldn't be more wrong. The hut, along with its surrounding bone-filled cairns, is steeped in ancient power, and now the bizarre monster that has been contained within is unleashed, ready to embark on a murderous rampage. The narrative reads like an action-packed horror movie, rich with suspense and tension. With its chilling winter setting and undercurrents of Norse mythology, They Stalk the Night immerses readers in a world that is as atmospheric as it is bloody. It's the perfect read for those colder months, inviting you to lose yourself in its dark and twisted tale. Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey through horror's hidden corners. Remember, not all terrifying tales make it to the big screen. So if you're ready to take a chance on something new, these novels are sure to deliver scares you'll never forget. Which book are you most excited to read? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Next Chapter Audio for more dark discoveries and hidden literary treasures. Until next time, stay curious, and maybe keep the lights on.